Welcome to Duke United Show. And Man United ended up throwing that game away yesterday in a 2-2 draw. Now we've got to go over to Sevilla, over to Spain, and go and do it all again. But look, it was an enjoyable game. It was something that I'm sure we were all happy with until the injuries. It's a freak game, absolutely freak game. For something like that to happen, for a game to go from 2-0 and so comfortable to then drawing 2-2 with two OGs as well. We'll get into that a bit later. But look, it was a great start. It was, if you watched the preview, I did say, I did anticipate Sabitzer having his best game for United yet, having never played with Casemiro yet. Antony coming back into things, Marcel starting. I thought he would get the 2 goals. He didn't get the 2 goals, but look, he did okay. As you can see, Sabitzer got his 2. Yeah, Sabitzer was on it today. He was on it last night. He was. And he was given free rein to get more forward. And you can see he was in striker positions and he gets goals. And that's what he said when he came in, his first interview. I can score goals. That's what I want to give to the United. So yeah, I think he didn't look out of place at all. His general play was great. I was happy with him. But anyway, let's start with how the game kicks off. The game kicks off. Sevilla looks so open. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Sancho, within a minute, he gets through and scores an inch offside. Great finish. Loved that from Sancho. I was just thinking, I really wish that really counted because it would give him a bit more confidence to continue doing what he's doing and getting better. But look, he did well. He did okay in the end. But you know who I was really, really impressed with? Anthony Dos Santos. Antony improving, getting better, looking good, taking people down the line this time, not just going one way. And then he's cut in and he's hit the bar. Unbelievable. The amount of times he's running at him now. He was a constant threat all game. That's the best I've seen him play for the longest period in a game so far this season. So yeah, I'm really loving how he's blossoming into the player that I was hoping that he was going to be. I initially thought he might not be able to do the outside. He might not be able to run players down the line. Okay, it is Sevilla. The defense is not the best. They are at the back, at the lower ends of the table in La Liga. But look, Man United have come up against many other teams in the lower levels of the Premiership. And Antony has obviously failed to kind of really show what he's really got. Now it's starting to come out. He's starting to be that player that we need on the right. It's a goal threat for sure. Making assists, very good balls, very good passing yesterday. Just off the ball, defending really well. Obviously, the manager had to take him off because he had a little mess around with the Acuna. And that was funny, to be fair. It's enjoyable to watch. So yeah, I was enjoying that. I was really, really enjoying Antony's game yesterday. Really happy with him. And then let's move on to Sabitzer. Sabitzer comes in. And as I mentioned in the preview, Sabitzer, his first game with Casemiro is going to be good. He's going to love to play with Casemiro. And he's going to get more balls, more quicker. He's going to be open. Bruno is going to be feeding him. We're going to move the ball through the lines a lot quicker. And look what happens. He gets 2 goals. So now Eriksen, as I thought would have been brought back too early if he started. Sabitzer's coming. Now we've got a 4 in there that can really play. With no drop off in technical ability, no drop off in threat going forward, no drop off in being able to keep the ball, keep possession of the ball. So Sabitzer done very, very well. And it's now kind of made me feel, you know what, we should really definitely get him into this squad for next season. He'll be a cheap buy for us, and he fits in really well. So yeah. Third point is Martial. Martial comes in. His link-up play is top-notch. He sets up that goal. Think about what he did. He picked up the ball, turns around, dribbles with it, cuts back, cuts inside, sees Sabitzer, plays him through, and Sabitzer scores. Great football. He's got great quick feet. Did you see that quick feet on the edge of the box? Tap, tap, tap. He was moving the ball very, very well. I love what I saw there. So yeah, he was on it. But again, didn't really get a lot of the ball after our kind of first 40 minutes spell in the game. We needed to keep that going. But I always knew, as I said in the preview, I knew he was going to get his 60 minutes. I hope he gets his body of work done. He done enough to say he had a good game. Didn't really get any chances himself. But like I say, sometimes them games happen where he doesn't get a chance. And it's something else he has to do for the team. And again, like you say, as Eric Ten Hag said, when he plays, we play our best football. And when Rashford comes back, it'll be great to have him, Rashford, Anthony at the moment, who's the main man. If Sancho decides to pick up another couple levels, then it will be Anthony versus Sancho, I would say. But yeah, looking very, very good. And then second half, how does it happen where United looking comfortable, Sevilla don't really have any chances? I think it was a good tactic from their manager, to be honest, to not play their starting striker. Their other players who weren't playing as well, Jesus, Navas didn't start. And what they did is they waited for United to make their changes. They rode the storm and waited for United to make their changes, brought on their first teamers versus our second team. I think that might have been a little genius stroke from the manager, which a lot of people have not picked up on. But yeah, I think that was probably something that he was thinking, you know what, let's not go toe-to-toe with our first team. Let's put in our reserves early on, and then let's put in our first team later on, because they know how much of a drop-off we are when we do take players off. But look, it still played it a little bit fortunate for them to get the 2 goals back. But again, Varane, late on in the first half, I think it was late on in the first half, he seemed to be injured. And I was like, oh no. Then he carried on. So it mustn't have been that bad an injury. But then he comes off at halftime. Maguire comes on. And to be fair to Maguire, he did very well. He did everything I was expected of him. I know the own goal happened through him. But look, he could do nothing about that. Whether his positioning was right, I haven't really looked at it. But the one thing is, it was definitely not his fault that the striker heads the ball. It was going wide, and it hits Maguire and goes in. Nothing you can do about that at all. But as for Malacia, big mistakes, 2 glaring errors, which led to goals. So yeah, so for him early on in the game, he got caught. We're lucky that we didn't concede a goal from that as well, where he was at left back trying to wiggle his way out of trouble, got caught on it. They nearly scored after we went 1-0 up. And then second half, the ball's coming over the top. He has loads of time to see whether the fullback is still there or the winger is still in the area where he can get on it. He's let the ball bounce, thinking that it might bounce out of play, and the players got onto it, and then he's chased back, tried to block it, and it's hit off him, hit off De Gea, and gone in. What can you do? So is it a De Gea own goal, or is it a Malacia own goal? I'm putting that down to Malacia own goal and Malacia big mistake. 2 big errors in the game, which I don't expect Malacia to do, because I want to be able to depend on him. I believe he's an able player, very good technically as well. And I'm still happy with him. Everybody makes mistakes. These kind of mistakes like that, they do happen every now and again. And if it's not happening too often, I'm not too upset. But then, to make matters even worse, Licha, our main man at the back. I've got to say, he is our main man at the back, Licha. And it's not nice to see, man. He's gone over, his ankle went like that. And then he jumped thinking, what's happened to my foot? Something has happened, I believe, in the ankle part. So imagine this is his foot. And then it went over. It's like this part of his ankle. Something happened on the outside of his ankle where something must have tweaked. The foot might have got stuck in the grass. Something just, I don't know. But it looks like a little bit of a stress fracture to the ankle where he can't put pressure on it now. There might be a little bit of a stress to it. Hopefully it's not too bad. I don't know about stress fractures. Maybe it's even the wrong word I'm using. But it feels to me, from the looks of it, it looks like it's one of them ones where the ankle could be slightly broken. That's what it is. One of the bones in the ankle could be slightly broken, and he needs to rest it to get it back ready. But again, ankle injuries, they do not take a short period of time to get fixed. So I wouldn't be surprised if we're missing him for the rest of the season. And that is a massive, massive blow in our fight for the Europa Cup and our fight to stay in top 4. We might still get top 4 due to the fact that Maguire is playing better, Varane is fit, Shaw can come back in at centre-back. and you can have Malacia left back, Shaw left centre, and Varane. And then at the moment, Varane's out. So you would possibly have Malacia, Shaw, Maguire, and Wan-Bissaka or Dalot. Doesn't really matter which one. So, yeah, I believe that's probably going to be the back four that's going to happen. And it was just really, really soul-destroying to see a 2-0 calm, collective performance, looking good, looking in control, to then just looking on the back foot. We had 10 men. Martinez goes off. We've already made all our subs, and we can't do anything more. We're stuck. We are stuck with 10 men for the last 10 minutes, with 6 minutes of overtime. I was like, oh my gosh, we could even lose this. We are not so good when we go down to 10 men. We cannot even keep the ball very well with 11. So imagine with 10, it's going to feel really like a big struggle. We managed to get the draw. I expect us to go to Spain next week and get the job done regardless. Anthony, they were open. They were so open. We should have had a lot more goals. We could have had a lot more goals again. Martinez, I think Weghorst did all right. He dropped the ball off to one of the players, and I think it was Malacia that he got onto. He should have probably tried to find Elanga, realizing, okay, my nose. Yeah, realizing who's more dangerous in front of goal. Is it Elanga or is it Malacia? Malacia doesn't score goals. Elanga is an attacking player. I put Malanga in. Why is my nose itchy? What the heck? Right, back to it. So that's that. With the game overall, it's not bad. Just remember, I did pick that team. For the first time this season, I've actually got the starting lineup correct. Remember what I said? I said 2-0. It was on course for that. I did say Martial, which was wrong, but I did have the starting lineup perfected for the first time ever. So hats off to myself for getting it right on the 40th time of asking. But look, let's go straight into the match ratings. We'll go straight into De Gea. I believe De Gea, he was on it. He was on it. He did a good job. And he deserved to get a 7. I believe he was a 7. I can't say he did more than a 7. There wasn't much for him to do. He wasn't called upon to do too much. And I think he did okay at the back. For some reason, this team is all over the place. But we'll go with Aaron Wan-Bissaka next. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, he gets a 7 as well. I think he done very well. He was very calm and collective. Defensively, very good. Not as good keeping the ball in possession, but I did look at his options when he did get the ball and he did give it away on a few occasions. I could see there wasn't really any options for him. So he didn't give it away, but the ball turned over to them when he tried to clear the ball up the line, or he didn't give a silly ball away and have to chase it. I felt like he did well there. Onto Varane. Again, he's another one who's steady Eddie, steady performer. 7, was playing good. So it's poor, average, good, or great. I think he did good. He did very well. So him and Malacia were just both doing the job. Martinez, sorry. Martinez picture is not there for some silly reason. But again, he was on it as well. I was giving him a 7. They were both just calm, collective, and sorted. I think I don't understand what's happened here, but all of my things were not there. But at least it's got the sign. It's not a problem. What we'll do is we'll make sure we have the scores are there anyway. So Martinez, I'm giving him a 7. Moving on to left back, Malacia. Mate, Malacia, getting a 5, mate. You were pants. To be fair, you went from okay to pants. 2 major errors means you got to go down to the 5 level. So Deaders, as you can see, Deaders is like the worst you can do. Pants is not playing well. Okay, on it, and ridiculous. And again, Malacia, you went into the pants level yesterday. He was still okay at times, but overall, it was a pants performance. You've got to do better to be able to stay in this side and play every week. So I'm happy with moving on with Casemiro. Let me find Casemiro. You know what? I'm gonna go to Brute. There we are. Casemiro. He got 7. He comes back into the side, provides that stability in midfield once again. That's what he's all about, and that's what we need. And 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. A nice, calm 7 out of 10. Bruno alongside him. He does the job as well. He was on it as well. He was the outlet. He was passing balls, doing well. got a yellow card. No way was that a yellow card. How can you give a yellow card when he's 2 yards away from it and he's banged it hard and he's not in an unnatural position? Makes no sense to me, and it must make no sense to anybody else in football to try and give him a yellow card for that. And then now he's suspended for game 2, making no sense. Referee, you should rescind that. We should be able to rescind yellow cards as well. Why not have a look at VAR? Why not have a look at the VAR after the game and go, wait a minute, you know what? I gave him a yellow. That ain't even fair. I need to go and take that yellow back. That's not fair. Why don't referees get yellow cards? Referees should get yellow cards. Anyway, Sabitzer gets his 2 goals, plays the best he's played for United so far. And it's no doubt, it's because we have stability behind us. The ball moving quickly through the lines. Sabitzer getting onto things quickly, getting his shot off early, getting 2 goals, getting the rewards for it. I believe him and another player, both 8s today, both could have got man and match. I even would say it's joint man and match, but because the 2 goals are the 2 goals, you know, he's got to get man and match. Sabitzer, an 8. He was on it, close to ridiculous. If he got a hat-trick, he would have been ridiculous. But the next man is the man that I really say, Anthony, on it, mate. And not only that, Anthony, I'm getting your picture up because you were that good. I gotta get your picture up, mate. Anthony on fire yesterday. Anthony, that's the Anthony I want to see. That's the Anthony everyone wants to see. Going inside, going outside, being a danger to shoot, being a danger assisting, defending well, working hard. He did everything yesterday. I was absolutely loving his performance. So yeah, you get an 8, Anthony. You definitely deserve an 8. Moving on to Sancho. Sancho, I believe he was okay. He could have gone to the on it position. If that was a goal early on, he would have possibly just got into the 7. But because it wasn't a goal and it didn't count in the end, and he had a few nice opportunities where it was one-on-one, good counter-attack opportunities, didn't really make much of it. Hits the defenders with his shots. Didn't really go at his player. He wasn't really on the front foot. At times he kind of hesitated. And that led to the team being able to get back and defend a chance and we not scoring or making anything of it. So yeah, Sancho, he's improving. He's getting his game time. That's exactly what we want to see. So he gets a 6. Moving on, Eriksen comes on. We're not getting Eriksen in. We need the starting lineup. Martial gets a 7 for me. I believe he done really well with that early link-up play. It's just what he's about. You know, all that quick one-touch football in and around, getting it in. He nearly worked his own shot off in the box from taking on about 4 players. The 1-2s in the pass and movement, I love it from him. He's done really, really well there as well. So yeah, I'm having that from him. And then let's get into the subs. Eriksen comes on. He plays okay. Didn't really have enough time to do much. Plus, we went down to 10 men. Not really going to affect the game there. But again, always good on the ball. Not much to worry about there. And then we move on to Maguire. Like I say, Maguire, I felt he had a good game. Just like the game before against Everton. He played very well. He's actually starting to do everything simple. He's simplifying his game. I don't like the way he's talking, by the way. The nonsense that he's been saying is a bit stupid. Him saying, I don't remember losing games playing for United. And, you know, when I play, we never lose and all that kind of stuff. He's got to understand. He knows it. He's just got to big himself up. And maybe that's how he gets himself kind of positive. So hats off to him if that's what gets him positive and playing well. No problem. But I would much rather him understand I have not been playing well the last year. Manager's taken me out. I'm here to help the team. Look, I'm doing what the manager wants. I'm working on what he wants and I'm doing a lot better. I believe I'm doing a lot better now and doing exactly what he wants. I'm moving the ball quick. I'm making simple decisions. I'm not, I'm defending well when I'm called upon now. That's what I want to hear him say. But instead, he goes on like this. Nothing's ever happened and he's a great defender. Come on. Anyway, played well. Played very well. So let's give him his flowers. He did well again. And continue playing like that, lad. And I'm happy. I'm happy if Maguire is a squad player coming in, playing like that when needed. Keeping the ball, moving it quickly. Like I said, I don't want to see him dilly-dallying on it at the back. And he stopped doing that in the last couple of games. Love it from you, lad. Weghorst comes on as well. And he worked hard. He shut down the keeper. done really well with that. Nearly, obviously, forcing the keeper for another goal kick. And then the nice layoff for Malacia, which should have been to like I said, Elanga, but it didn't. But it's still good work from him. Nice to see him come on and still provide some kind of urgency and shutting down. He did well. He did well. And then obviously the other players who came on, I think there's not really possible to give any ratings to the other boys. Palestri comes on and there isn't really much you can say. But Ten Hag, I'm giving Ten Hag a 7 today. I believe he deserves a 7 because he did well. He picked the right side. He picked the side that I wanted as well. He made the right decisions of taking players off. It's just unfortunate that the players, players came off and then others got injured. There's nothing you can do about that. In hindsight, you don't want to take them off, but again, what can you do? When the player's injured, Varane, he's injured, take him off. When Bruno's on a yellow, he could be on a red, and then we could miss him fully for the rest of the tournament. There's no point having that. And then again, you see Anthony having a little bit of a spat with Acuna. So you don't want him sending off when he's on a yellow. So you thought, you know what, take him off. Let's bring on other players, give him some minutes. And then Martinez gets injured. But what can you do about that? Nothing much. So yeah, that is what I felt. And look, it's a game where it's advantage Sevilla because it is away, but Sevilla was so poor. All we need to make sure we do is keep the first team on the pitch. Hopefully next week, Anthony Martial will have more minutes in his legs. He might be able to go 75 minutes or so after playing on the weekend against Nottingham Forest. And maybe he'll play more. Anthony could possibly stay on for longer. Sancho would get a bit better after the next game. And we'll probably, like I said, we'll revert to having Lindelof and Maguire back in. I don't really like that too. I really would rather have Shaw and Maguire in there. As long as we've got Casemiro there. Even Casemiro could drop back. So yeah, so that's what it could look like. But anyway, guys, that's me done for today. Peace out. See you in the next one.